He was popularly known as G.K. Chesterton. He was born on May 29, 1874 at London, England. Then he died on June 14, 1936, Beaconsfield, Buckinghamshire. He was an English critic and author of verse, essays, novels, and short stories, known also for his exuberant personality and rotund figure. His writings to 1910 were of three kinds. First, his social criticism, largely in his voluminous journalism, was gathered in The Defendant, 12 Types, and Heretics.
I'll admit that I'd never heard of G.K. Chesterton before. I'm sure many of you haven't heard of Chesterton, but he was a literary and art critic, as well as an English writer, philosopher, and Catholic. He lived from 1874 through 1936. Though I had never heard of him, but when I read his piece titled The Advantages of Having One Leg, a quote from him struck a chord with me that says, "The way to love anything is to realize that it might be lost." And I can't help but think that it is true, that everything is fleeting and can be lost. Though we tend to take everything we have for granted, including our relationships and loved ones, they can be lost at any time. And I agree to G.K. Chesterton that everything we are and everything we have on this earth is just temporary. The afterlife is a different story, to be discussed at another time. But while we are here on earth, just keep moving. It's normal that we think when we lose something or someone very important to us, we tend to end the life we had. But losing doesn't mean the end. The journey is long, and it is not the end of our lives. In fact, it is the beginning of a great future ahead of us, because we learn how to be still grateful for what we have right now, just like how G.K. Chesterton is still grateful for what he still possesses, a one leg.
The essay, entitled The Advantages of Having One Leg, is such a great inspiration for every reader. The essay will help you to realize and appreciate the brighter side of losing or get isolated to something. It is said that we must always isolate anything we want to appreciate. So, if you wish to symbolize light, let there be no star in the sky. And if you want to realize a splendid vision of all visible things, wink the other eye. I know that most of the people think that losing something or get isolated can cause them weak and weary. Yes, somehow it can cause you feel lost and weary. But if you just try to open up your mind and seek what God wants you to realize, you will probably thankful that God allows these things to happen. You will be thankful He allows you to lose something or maybe get isolated in order for you to learn and appreciate things. Just like on losing one leg. You wouldn't know how strong and expressive your leg until you lose the other leg. And you never know that the strongest leg is that which stands most alone. So, to make it short, the positive side of this essay is you wouldn't actually know the importance of things until it gets separated from you. And you never know how powerful something you thought that would be useless without the other half. So again, maybe we lose something, but try it first to figure it out. Maybe there's a hidden lessons that this situation wants you to realize and appreciate.
There are some disadvantages of having one leg. First, it is difficult to stand on one foot. It is because the weight of our body is distributed only over one leg. But if we stand on our both legs, the weight of our body is distributed on both legs that can make it easier for us to stand. Standing on one leg is a skill that all people, young and old, should be able to master. While neurological disorders can affect balance, standing on one foot requires strength. Strengthening the core, hips, and lower extremities can help runners. Standing on one leg with difficulty may suggest that mild strokes or bleeds have already occurred, indicating a significant risk of more catastrophic strokes. Based on Daily Mail, most people can manage more than 30 seconds of one leg standing if they don't close their eyes. Another negative side is the way small problems can make one worry too much rather than not affecting at all. It looks like the smallest problem seems daunting or stressing us the most.
The essay of the advantages of having one leg is an interesting story by Gilbert Keith Chesterton. This essay helps us to realize how God let the challenges to happen so it make us stronger. Like the essay wrote by G.K. Chesterton, that there are times in life that being alone will make us feel the humanity more than having comrades, because being alone will help us to realize and appreciate everything. This essay proves that without the other leg of G.K. Chesterton, the only leg that remains become more stronger, same as to being alone, that even someone gets isolated from the things someone has, that person becomes stronger. It doesn't matter if you have one or two legs. Which matter most is you are still alive and you can continue to do the things that you want because you have still one leg. In comparison of G.K. Chesterton, instead of making a big deal that he has only one leg, he used it as an inspiration to make him stronger and enjoy life. A lot of people always tend to complain, even in the most tiny problems they encounter, while there are other people who literally accepted their flaws, such as having disability, because those people only focus to good things that happens to them and enjoying life that God has given, instead of complaining and asking God why they experience those kind of challenges. As I have realized in this essay, that it doesn't matter how many challenges we encounter in life, whether it is big or small, the only important thing we should consider is to be thankful in God's blessings and challenges that keep us strong. So, the moral lesson of this essay is let us not focus on negative side and embrace our flaws. Also, stay focused to become positive in every challenges that come to our lives. Those challenges we encounter in life serve as blessings in disguise, because I believe that God will not let things to happen without reason. As long as we trust God and keeping our faith in Him, God will never forsake us.
In this essay, which is the advantages of having one leg, it is based on the own experience of G.K. Chesterton. It is most true that the little worries are most people who have both small troubles, and big ones have the right to say true that the back, which is bowed under loads incredible, can feel the grasshopper on man's shoulder is like a burden. But we need not pay much grant that those who have serious wrongs have a real right to complain, but people with great troubles talk about tiny ones. To put up with fewer inconveniences, alternative course of standing on one leg like a stork is so long as he is a single figure. He means all that. If you wish to symbolize human with building, draw one dark tower on the poetry of art, is in beholding the single tower. All human anatomy is standing on a single leg. Perfect leggishness, the leg must stand in sublime isolation. Like the students of architecture tell us that the only legitimate use of a column is to support weight. Grace supports my contention touching this isolation of any admirable Mrs. Monstart Jenkinson, wishing to make a clear and perfect picture of human grace, said that Sir Willoughby Pattern had a leg, that he actually has two legs. The two legs might confuse Miss Mustard Jenkinson for two London landmarks, and splendor one step to the east. On the other hand, I can see everything finished standing on one leg. I realize in this essay that no matter how many challenges came into our lives, the important is don't give up, just always think positive despite having disabilities and keep moving forward. Always think that you do not have a disability. What you have is a gift. Others may see it as a disability but see it as a challenge. This challenge is a gift because you have to become stronger to get around it and smarter to figure out how to use it and concentrate on things you want to do. Your disability doesn't prevent you doing well, and don't regret the things it interferes with. Don't be disabled in spirit as well as physically. Always believe you can, and you're halfway there.